What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Global Power Pulse. Today, we have a highly requested explainer, and we're going to talk about something that is hitting every single one of us right in the wallet: gas prices. If you've been to the pump lately, you know the pain is real. We're looking at soaring travel costs right as we cross the Memorial Day weekend, driven by a massive $1.48 a gallon increase since the conflict in Iran began. But here is the kicker. With the midterm elections right around the corner, President Trump is doubling down on a no-rush strategy to end the conflict. Today, we're breaking down the direct link between this high-stakes international standoff and your bank account. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. Tensions in the Strait. 2. Regional allies and adversaries. 3. The economic ripple effect. And 4. Politics and the midterms. Let's dive right into Section 1, tensions in the Strait, the absolute epicenter of this current crisis. Now, the Strait of Hormuz isn't just a stretch of water, it's literally one of the most vital international waterways on the planet, sitting right there between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. Because a massive portion of the entire world's oil transit has to pass through this incredibly narrow choke point, it holds immense strategic importance. Any disruption here, even a minor one, instantly impacts global markets and supply chains. And we've seen a remarkably rapid pace of military escalation here over just the last few days. On Monday, the US launched airstrikes on Iran's southern coast, targeting military sites. By midweek, things escalated fast as Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps struck an unspecified US military base, which actually prompted Kuwait to activate its air defenses. And then by Thursday morning, Iranian state media reported 3 explosions east of Bandar Abbas on the northern part of the strait. So we are looking at a rapid, tit-for-tat escalation in an already highly volatile zone. Moving on to Section 2, regional allies and adversaries, and the resulting diplomatic fallout. There is a fundamental diplomatic disagreement right now over who actually governs these shipping lanes. On one side, Iran and Oman have proposed jointly managing traffic through the strait, with the IRGC claiming they are exercising their regional sovereignty. But on the other side, the U.S.'s stance explicitly rejects this proposal. The U.S. firmly maintains that these are international waters that nobody will control. And the administration is applying this hardline stance forcefully to both adversaries and our allies. During a recent White House cabinet meeting, when asked if he'd accept a deal allowing Iran and Oman to control the strait, President Trump stated, "Nobody's going to control it, it's international waters, and Oman will behave just like everybody else, and we'll have to blow them up." This really illustrates the administration's willingness to use threats, even against key Middle Eastern allies like Oman, to make sure the strait remains completely outside of joint regional control. Predictably, this has fueled immense diplomatic friction. The Iranian Foreign Ministry fired back with a very strong statement, condemning the U.S. rhetoric as another dangerous sign of normalization of lawlessness and bullying in international relations. So both sides are really digging their heels in here, creating some deep-seated mistrust in the current negotiations happening in Doha. Which brings us to Section 3, the economic ripple effect and how this impacts consumers directly. $4.42. This is the stark reality for drivers right now. That is the current national average for a single gallon of gas as we cross through Memorial Day weekend, which is, of course, typically one of the heaviest travel periods of the entire year. And to put that into perspective, that represents a staggering $1.48 price increase per gallon just since this war in Iran began. We are currently looking at a painful 4-year high for American drivers. The economic ripple effect from the Middle East has quite literally become a tidal wave at your local gas pump. Now, the administration totally acknowledges this economic squeeze, but their priorities are structured differently. The president told reporters that gas prices will come down when the war ends, but he insisted he is in no rush to make a deal. He's framing this as a tough choice between your immediate travel costs and global security, and his primary urgency is preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon, rather than lowering gas prices today. All right, let's look at Section 4, politics in the midterms, and how this is all shaping up for November. The president remains highly confident in his wait them out strategy. He stated flatly, "I don't care about the midterms," arguing that Iran is currently negotiating on fumes. He is actively separating his international negotiation timeline from the upcoming political calendar, basically operating under the belief that he holds all the leverage right now. To understand why the administration is so chill about $4+ gas, you have to look at these contrasting political pressures. Just this week, the president celebrated some massive GOP primary wins. His endorsed candidate, Ken Paxton, defeated 4-term incumbent Senator John Cornyn in Texas. Trump is successfully using his influence to oust incumbent critics like Bill Cassidy in Louisiana and Thomas Massie in Kentucky to prove the base is fully behind him regardless of what polls say about the economy. However, those polls do show Americans are growing increasingly dissatisfied with the cost of living, and top Senate Republicans are sounding the alarm, warning that the party has to prove it can balance the war in Iran with the kitchen table economic issues that voters are actually feeling. So here is the big question to wrap up this explainer. Can the Trump effect and these sweeping primary wins carry the party through November? Or will the average voter decide they've had enough of the $4.42 gallon? It's a massive game of political chicken. On one hand, you have a president who feels invincible after sweeping the primaries. On the other, you have a public that is feeling the burn every time they start their car. Is the no-rush strategy a brilliant move to pressure Iran, or is it a political liability? I want to hear what you guys think. Drop a comment below and let's get a discussion going. If you found this explainer helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to stay on top of how these global power plays are affecting your life, make sure to subscribe to Global Power Pulse and turn on those notifications. I'll see you in the next one.